Oh boy.
Oh God.
I don't know what my only crime was being happy. That's all I did.
I hate you. Holy shit, Danny.
Hi, hey, hello, welcome to a Market Down production. My name is DJH, and I'm here to talk about Monday Night Raw, which was the Monday Night Raw after Backlash. What a show Backlash was, am I right? What a fun time, amazing crowd in Puerto Rico. Great job, Damian Priest, great job, Bad Bunny, great job, Io Sky, great job, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, great job, Zelina Vega and Rhea Ripley. I think that's all the praise we have to give out about the show. But this is the Raw after that to follow up from that hot show that, perhaps the Carlito, props to that whole crowd. Amazing. But this is the Raw after that, following from a hot show with a hot crowd. How can we follow up on that? And we followed up with a Raw filled with big moments and big matches. We had multiple matches for the World Heavyweight Title Tournament. We had some returns. We had some stories being furthered. We had just all around good fun. I'm going to be very upfront about this right off the bat. This was a pretty good show, pretty solid. Oh my God, tell me about it, Jay. I don't have to babysit these freaking children. Oh my God, it's fantastic. But fun show. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed most of this show. I'm gonna be overall pretty positive. Maybe a few nitpicks here or there, but Cody Rhodes opens the show, and it's like, oh, are we starting with this triple threat match? Oh shit! Cody cuts a promo. He talks about beating Lesnar, but he also just puts over how great Backlash was and how big of an event it was. And it did. Backlash felt big. Man, leaving Backlash felt way better than leaving Mania after the way Night 2 ended. Or just how bad Night 2 was in comparison to Night 1. Backlash was a party, and like a good wrestling show should be. Like it was a party. So it felt like it. This felt like a good follow-up to it. Like the vibes were still there, everyone was still having a good time. Even Cody Rhodes, who was all beat up and shit, he's having a good time because he beat Brock Lesnar. And he's ready to move on and finish his story in the tournament. He said, Brock is in my rear view mirror, which is wrestling code for Brock is definitely going to jump me later during my match. But the promo was good. I liked how Cody made his way back from the ring, up the ramp to where the title was. He made it feel like a bigger deal. He put everything into this promo, considering that he might not have been in the tournament the whole time because, adversity and all that. But you would think, he said, let's get the tournament underway. And you think that would mean that his match was going to be first. But nope. It was the other triple threat match. Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Damian Priest, fresh off of his amazing match of the night that should have main evented Backlash. Yeah, I'm saying the fucking celebrity match should have main evented the show. Sorry, Brock and Cody, you're main event worthy, but that show, nah, should have been Bad Bunny of all people main event in the show. I know that's crazy, but that's just how good that match was and how into the crowd was. But Priest was good. He was selling the knee injury from the pay-per-view to follow up. Look at that, selling from the pay-per-view 2 nights ago. What a novel concept, am I right? This match was awesome. Seth was in it, so obviously it was great. Seth is like, the best wrestler on the roster. So his matches usually are the best. That's usually how it goes. Props to Seth for carrying Omos to Omos's best match. This isn't saying much, but still was his best match. But this was great. Nakamura looked fantastic. Everyone looked into this match. Nakamura is reinvigorated. Priest is riding a wave of momentum, honestly. Priest is pretty legit. I think we've all known that for a while, but this is like one of the times he got to show it. Like, you got to show it before, like in the tag tag team turmoil match where they had to carry Dom for like half an hour after him and Finn went half an hour. So he's already shown that he has it. He is that kind of guy in the ring. But this was just more of that. Nakamura and Rollins would take turns, beating him up a little bit and getting the advantage. And when Nakamura and Seth had their stare down, it was great. And the crowd got into it. The crowd believed this was a big deal. And it's a nice little battle of the two guys who have their theme songs with that word sung to them. Nakamura being the trailblazer and Rollins being the mainstream one right now. So that was fun. And just to jump back real quick, this show was taking place in Jacksonville. So Cody had a little nod and a little wink to that during his promo, which was nice. Back in Jacksonville where Cody didn't get booed. Now he's in Jacksonville, not getting booed. Good on you, Cody. But after Nakamura wrestled smartly and countered Priest's attempt in the South of Heaven by just going after his injured knee, he locked him into a knee bar. But while he had him in the knee bar, Rollins hit a sideways frog splash off the top rope. And then pedigreed Nakamura for the win, pinning Nakamura, pinning the reinvigorated, just brought back guy. Because I guess you don't want to pin Priest 2 nights out of 3 in a row. And you do want to protect him a little bit because it looked so good in that match. So I guess pinning Nakamura is okay. I don't love it. I'd rather Nakamura and Rollins have been the final or the semifinals of this tournament, but this match was awesome. I was a big fan of it. Bro, Jay, don't even get me started, bro. It's so dumb that SmackDown's in this tournament. I am right there with you. It is the dumbest fucking thing. You have a brand split. You're saying it goes into effect after Backlash, which again, just do it after Backlash then, so you don't have to have those weeks beforehand where you have the draft, but it doesn't matter yet. You're immediately going back on it. There's no reason the guys in SmackDown should be competing for this. They should be competing against Roman, the guy who has the title there. So now someone like AJ Styles and Bobby Lashley, who probably are his next opponents, are going to have to take L's in this tournament, even if they're not the guys getting pinned. It's unnecessary. It's so dumb. So dumb. But this match was awesome. We're going to focus on the Raw aspect. If we don't talk about SmackDown here, that's a garbage show. We don't talk about it here. But yeah, Rollins is great. This match was awesome. Good way to start the show. I'm going to take a quick little sip of water. Refreshments. But yeah, cool. We had a backstage segment where Imperium were walking around just telling people that Gunther was going to be there next week. And that's why his name is Gunther. It's not Walter. It's Gunther. Get over it, guys. But it was funny in a way. Real quick before I get on to this, Jay. No, the show was it was a house show, but it was so fun. And yes, the crowd did make the show. Otherwise, what would have been like a 2-match show? I don't think anyone could deny that Damian Priest Bad Bunny was just so much fun. It was a good match. And then Bianca and Io was a really good match. And Brock Cody was a decent to good match. And the 6-man tag I thought was really bad, and it's really sad how far the Bloodline story has fallen off the boil. I think Rhea Vega was fun too because it just felt good. It was feel good. It wasn't a blowaway show. I wouldn't really want to rewatch any of these matches besides maybe the Bad Bunny Damian Priest one. But it was just fun. Sometimes the crowd does make the show, and this is 100% one of those cases. But yeah, so like we're saying, Giovanni, some people are Gunther's arriving. The Ring General is arriving next week, and they go to tell Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, we're just so good here. They're interrupting, hey, we're having a conversation. Do you mind just give us a couple minutes, and we'll get back to this. And we'll get back to this conversation. And they kept just trying to, repeat the same line that Gunther is coming next week. And Sammy Osogiri is oh, you're disrespecting Imperium. Do you not know who we are? Whatever. He's no, you are. And it's you'll be Imperium in 5 minutes. And that popped me so much. That's the kind of snarky response that I love. That's right up my alley. And then Kevin Owens is like, yeah, it's hard to talk. They're so distracted. And Sammy's like, just give us 5 minutes, okay? And the camera keeps doing this thing that's stupid. It doesn't make sense, but like they keep zoning, like focusing back in on Kevin and Sammy every time they say, "Can you give us 5 minutes?" And then when Imperium interrupts, they widen the shot again, like as if they're not. Them being out of the shot means they've left Kevin and Sammy alone. So they do that, and Kevin's like, it's so distracting to talk with them right there. I could see them, like, and then he puts his hand in Kevin's face. He's like, it's his fingers right in my face. Or like, I cannot have this conversation right now. And they set up a match for later. They're like, yeah, we're gonna take care of this problem right now. They made some jokes about why do all these guys have to have henchmen. It was good. I love Kevin Owens. I love him being almost like a realist in a very surreal, staged world of WWE. He's like the guy that breaks the fourth wall without straight up breaking the fourth wall. He just points out the incongruities of the world that WWE has built, and it's always it always pops me personally. I love it. I love that part of Kevin Owens. Absolutely. Bad Bunny cheated. Of course, he needed to cheat. He couldn't beat Damian Priest otherwise. Priest had the match. That was another thing that was good about it, is that Priest had the match won, but then picked up Bad Bunny like Undertaker style to continue the beatdown, and then through all the shenanigans, he picked up the win. Like, that's the beauty of it. But yeah, I really like this backstage segment. It was maybe 3 minutes long, but it was one of my favorite things on the show because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are so good. So Alpha Academy comes out, and we're going to have Mustafa Ali versus Otis as the follow-up from Gable losing to Mustafa Ali. This was fine. It was quick. Maxine and Gable both got on the apron at one point when it looked like Otis was going to do the caterpillar. Gable was encouraging him to do it. Maxine told him not to do it. We got John Blatner in the house. What up, JB? Rest in peace, Sum 41. I am a big fan of Ali. I think he's being wasted. I really liked his promos when he was first coming up on SmackDown. He got those pins on Daniel Bryan, but then he got injured and he came back. He had those really good promos where he was walking around the streets of Chicago and just kind of like very real, raw promo saying someone like me is WWE champion. It was really good. I really wish Ali got to do more. I'm glad we got Kofi Mania, but I am sad it came at the expense of Ali. But Ali gets a win. 2 wins on Raw in the year 2023 for Ali. Who would have guessed it? Like, it's unbelievable. So they're continuing to sow the seeds with Alpha Academy to potentially break up. So decent advancement of the story. Not much to say here though, but decent stuff. Ali gets a win. That's worth celebrating. Ali is the man. Good for you. Yeah, good stuff. Then we had our second triple threat match between Miz, Finn Balor, and Cody Rhodes. Why is Miz in this tournament? Great fucking question, because they have too many people in it, because they're forcing it, because they have to include the SmackDown people for no good reason. Miz delegitimizes any title he goes near, so he should not have been in this match. But, you needed a guy to take the pin, and I understand that. So this match was not as good as the first triple threat match, and we can do the math real quick. We're going to break it down. It's like a simple equation we can do. The first triple threat match had Seth Rollins in it, right? First triple threat match has Seth Rollins in it. It's really, really good. Second triple threat match does not have Seth Rollins in it. Not as good, It's pretty simple formula. Finn Balor is great. Maybe the second best wrestler on the Raw roster aside from Seth Rollins, but he's just not going to make this match any as good as Rollins could have, because he just doesn't have the credibility, and it would have been cool if Finn Balor beat Edge at Mania, because then he would have felt like more like a potential winner of this title, but he didn't. He lost for no good reason whatsoever. Still not over that, Edge. I hope Edge gets eliminated first in the tournament too. But anyway, And then Miz is in it. Miz is like mediocre at best in the ring. So it was never going to be as good. But as Cody looked like he had it won, wasting time hitting 3 crossroads on the Miz when you can finish him with a botched crossroads or maybe even just the disaster kick. He hits 3 for no good reason whatsoever. I guess because that's his boy. And then Lesnar pulls him out of the ring and F5s him on the floor, which allows Finn Balor to hit the coup de grace on Miz, which again, didn't have to waste time with that. Could have pinned him off anything. And Finn Balor gets the win, and he moves on to the semifinals to face off Rollins, which for some reason is happening tonight as well. Even though the pay-per-view is in like 3 weeks and the finals are happening at the pay-per-view, they're not stretching it out in any way. We're getting the whole tournament besides the finals tonight and on SmackDown. I don't know why. I guess because they were trying to stack this Raw. And in that regard, it makes sense. But after the match, Brock beats up Cody a little more, F5s him through the table, and then grabs a mic. You get a great shot of his fucking beat up face. He's got the giant cut from the turnbuckle. He's got a black eye. He looks brutal, but badass. And he says, what do you want to talk about, Cody? What do you want? Like, you know what I want? I want to fight. So Night of Champions, I want to fight you. And he was deranged when he said it. This was one of the better Brock promos, who's been cutting great promos since he turned face, but him cutting this scare, because he had been a comedy guy since he turned face, and it's been great. Funny Brock Lesnar is fantastic. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. But this is the first time I really felt he cut like a crazy, intense heel promo on his own. And it was really, really good. I was a fan of it. I don't know. I was feeling it tonight. A lot of this show hit for me. But good stuff. Yeah, they cut to commercial. You know, Cody's been helped to the back. Blah, blah, blah. We don't really talk about that. Filler stuff. Speaking of filler stuff, we had Dana Brooke versus Rhea Ripley. Guys, guess who won this match? Yeah, it was Rhea Ripley. Yeah, Rhea Ripley, shockingly, won this match. She squashed Dana pretty quickly. It was like maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes at most. Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. Cody being attacked was very predictable, but not bad predictable, because he shouldn't win the World Heavyweight title. He should be the guy to be Roman. So, like, this, I'm all for predictable when it makes sense. Yeah, dude, I know. I would have never guessed you would think Dana Brooke, right? It was a big return to TV. No one's seen her. She had new gear on. Have you ever seen like the online joking conspiracy that Dana Brooke is not the same person and she's been played by multiple people? It's like the Avril Lavigne theory, but for Dana Brooke, it's very funny because she's had some of the craziest like body transformations over the years. Not in like a negative way, just because she does bodybuilding, so like that involves a lot of insane body transformations. But yeah, Rhea won after the match. She decided to beat up Dana a little bit more, and who should come out to make the save? But Natalya. Talk about throwing a wet blanket on a volcano. Like, Rhea is so over. Rhea is so good. Rhea is on such another level. She is on the Becky Charlotte level. She is on the Bianca level. She is on that top person level. And you're going off of a filler opponent is Zelina Vega that was amazing because of the crowd. Zelina is not a credible contender, but getting a crowd like that for a match like that to make Rhea that much more of a monster was amazing. So to go from that to the nothing reaction that Natalya got when she came out, and I mean fucking nothing. This crowd was hot for pretty much everything. This got no reaction. Why are we doing this? Why are we ready to, like, it's 2023. Stop having Natalya chase any title. It's not believable. It's a waste of time. It's not helping anyone. Like, Natalya is someone you beat on a random episode of Raw while you're building another feud. She is not like she could be a feud. Maybe Zoe Stark could have beat her like 4 times in a row, like as a warm up feud. Like she could be like Dolph Ziggler or Baron Corbin for the female NXT call ups. But a title contender, bro, this is so bad. Natalia's not believable. And like, I have this bit with the dorks on this podcast where they like to defend Natalia and think she's underrated, which is such a bad take. And it's also a common take. So you can't be underrated if half the people that talk about you think you're underrated. I think the words they're thinking of is underappreciated, and she's not. It's just me who's reasonable and logical that does this. And like a lot of it is a bit, but she is not. She should not be near the title. This is somehow a step down from Zelina Vega. That's wild. How is this a step down? It makes no sense, bro. It is crazy. I can't read that comment out loud because I don't know how to read equations anymore. But I believe it. No, the show was good. Like, there's things I'm complaining about. Some things now that like the entire thing is a huge step down, but the show had its merits, had a lot of high spots. But yeah, no, Jay, I'm with you, man. People are way too praising of Triple H. They need to, be a little more balanced with their critique. So I'm right there with you on that one, buddy. But yeah, not a great start. But speaking of Zoe Stark is interviewed backstage after. She said, I'm great. I'm being on Raw. Check this out. One small detail is that she saw someone, in the background, and instead of just leaving the interview, she's like, no, come with me. That was a very small detail, but I liked it. She challenged Nikki Cross to a match. Cool. So then we get that Imperium versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match. Fun stuff. These guys are all great. I feel like Imperium, even though they lost here, obviously, I think Imperium looked way better than they have on SmackDown. So that's good. They established them as the tag team. So even though now they're probably not going to be in title contention anytime soon, down the line, they can reheat them a little bit. They could be right back in it. But this match was fun. Sammy got the Luva kick on Giovanni Vinci, but good match. Fun stuff, just good stuff. Kevin and Sammy are still over despite the botched Bloodline story for the past month and change. But they're still going strong, which is great. Gotta unify, make those titles one belt though, please, and just have them float. So then we get Nikki Cross versus Zoe Stark. Short match, but fun. It did what it needed to do. It got Zoe over, got the audience to see some of her moveset, and furthered Nikki Cross's subtle background story that's been going on for like 8 fucking months at this point, where I think she's teasing Sanity is coming back, but they just keep not coming back. But, still good stuff. I love Zoe's finisher. It's very cool. I like it. I want to see Zoe versus Becky. I want to see Zoe versus Candice. There's not a lot on Raw of the people I really want to see Zoe face because I think she's above a lot of them already. But Rhea Ripley and Dominic are backstage being interviewed where Woods accidentally interrupts, laughing, and Dom, they sets up a match with Dom essentially for later. So Trish Stratus comes out after handing out missing Becky Lynch flyers backstage and cuts a promo, and she says, oh, Becky's not here, but she turns to Kevin Patrick like, don't worry, I know you're scared for your fellow Irish person, but we're going to find her, okay? And then all you guys can say, thank you, Trish. It's like, Becky's not here. Becky's not coming back. She's at home crying with her dumb daughter, and that's fine, and then Becky's music hit, and the crowd goes nuts, but she doesn't come out. And Trish did the fake out. She did the classic play the music, pretend to be scared, and then laugh about it move. And it was good. I didn't see that coming, but yeah, even though I think she made it pretty obvious, I think she laid it on very thick. But it was fun. It was cute. And then one more time, she was telling a story about how Trish's daughter wanted to name a doll she got a few years ago, Becky Lynch. But Trish was like, why do you want to do that? That's stupid. And then Becky's music plays again, and she's back. She comes behind Trish. Nice camera work where you didn't see her get in the ring. You just see her standing behind her, almost Keith Lee style. And it was cool. She takes off her jacket, throws it down, and Trish does a great, very over the top, very cheesy, campy. She's behind me, isn't it? Sort of so like, oh, no, I don't want to turn around. Oh, fuck, she's probably behind me. Okay. And then does it. Becky lays her out a bit, throws some punches, hits the back exploder, and then, gets on the mic real quick, says, you want to fight me? I'm going to kick your ass. But the man is back to kick her ass, essentially, is all she said. I'm thrilled. I'm a mark for Becky. Jay, to put it in your terms, that's my brawn breaker right there. And I was on that train early. I wasn't a bandwagoner. I made the wagon, but I'm happy this feed's picking up again. It's weird that Trish has been the one on TV more, so that's kind of funny that the part-timer has been there more. But Becky was healing up a minor injury, so I'm looking forward to this match. So far, I'm always throwing shade Charlotte's way, but this is clearly better than Charlotte, which had no story. Whereas, it's good. You could tell Trish really wanted to do this. She really wanted to be heel, and she's putting her all into it, and to varying degrees of success. But I think I thought of a good comparison. Heel Trish right now is like a mean version of DJ from Full House, or I guess from Fuller House specifically. I'm sorry I said that because I want to admit that I watched Fuller House, but I did. And it sucked, but I loved it. But it was bad. It was a bad show. It's bad TV, but I loved it. One of those. It's like a guilty pleasure in that regard. So I'm excited for this. But yeah, that's what Trish, heel Trish, reminds me of right now, the way she talks and everything. So, glad Becky's back. Decent feud. See if it picks up more. I'm actually excited for the match. I think they can pull off something really good. Xavier loses to Dom after some Rhea interference. Not really much to talk about here. Dom is great. Oh my god, bro, disjointed. Yeah, I was really upset when that got canceled. The younger girl from it was in AP Bio, which also got canceled, so I feel like she has no luck right now. But yeah, anyway. Dom wins because he's over. He has fucking heat. Xavier is not really doing anything much right now without any of his brethren there with him. But, keep it going. We're going to get Miz versus Shinsuke next week. I'm not into this feud because half of it's the Miz, but Shinsuke is going to get a nice win to rebound after this week. And that's fine. And then maybe he can go on to challenge Gunther and have a fucking sick match. I'd be into that. So earlier in the night, it was a running thing where Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville were going around getting signatures to get them a rematch for the tag titles after they were screwed. But they were telling people it was other things like, oh, this is for global warming, or, this is for recycling, and, this is for all the injustices in the world. And they bump in, they even do it with the way, and, it was Candace, Johnny, and Indy, and Dexter, and they said no to signing it, but other people signed it. And then eventually they bump into Liv and Raquel. We're like, yeah, we'll sign it. We'll have a match with you. We don't care. So that's going to be a match next week. So it's good to get 2 title defenses in 1 week because they're going to defend against Damage Control on SmackDown and then here on Raw, which would be interesting if Damage Control won because that means they would float because, brand split, LOL. But, that'll be cool. Cody has a backstage interview. He's going to fight Brock Lesnar. It was good. It was a good promo. It's just, it's par for the course for Cody at this point. That's it. We get some hype for next week's show. And then we got our main event, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, a match that we've seen so many times, but a match that is always good. These guys have the right amount of chemistry. I don't think they've ever had a bad match. And they have some of the best. They always reference older matches in their matches. Like, since they both do the sling blade, that's been a run-in theme in all of their matches, is them countering each other's sling blades, which usually ends up with Seth getting the upper hand and eventually hitting a sling blade. But they always tie that into their match, and it's always fun. And they always tweak it, and they always tweak the Falcon Arrow spot because they just have that type of chemistry. I'm sorry, quick water break. But it was very, very fun. I wish it was a little longer. I wish it had an extra 5 minutes to really go like some of their other matches. But great stuff. And this finish was fucking sick. Finn dodges the stomp, goes to roll Seth up. Seth rolls through, and Finn Balor sits up from the roll up. Seth stomps him face first, or not face first, but boot to face, instead of face first in the mat. It was fucking sick. I've never seen, just when I think they can't pull out anything new like that, they do it. What the fuck? That was so cool. Then he hits a regular stomp for the win. Amazing. I loved this. Obviously, Seth was going to win. It was very predictable, but again, this is not a bad example of predictable. This is the right guy winning predictable. It's his destiny to win this title, and once he's won it, and we're 6 months in, it's going to be way better than Roman's title, because we're going to have 6 match of the year contenders and 6 pay-per-views. But great match. I loved that finish. It was so cool. God, these guys have the perfect chemistry. Like, it literally is perfect. The bad side of this tournament is now these are all of his potential contenders, besides Drew, that he's basically beaten in one night. But Seth is moving on to face the winner of the stupid SmackDown side of things. It would be really dumb if a SmackDown person won it, but we can't rule this out because, Triple H had Raquel and Aaliyah beat Damage Control in the tag title tournament originally. He had Roman beat Cody. And then he had a brand split where we have SmackDown people in it. No, not ending on that sour note. This was a fun show. We had a bunch of good matches. We had a good return. We had furthering of stories. And we had fresh stuff like Imperium mixing up with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Zoe Stark being there. So this show had a really good combination of good matches, storyline development, and new refreshing things. So almost a perfect storm. Not a perfect show, but a perfect recipe for a good show. So it was a good show. Opening match was fun. The main event was fun. Some of the matches in between were fun. Becky's return was fun. The Cody Brock stuff was good. I'm into the Alpha Academy stuff. It's not great particularly, but it's a story that's being advanced. And we had a lot of that. Even the Sonya and Chelsea feel like a real tag team now, and they feel like real contenders, and they feel like they should probably be the people to dethrone Liv and Raquel. And they're building up people to be contenders for them. The drop balls are Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. That's bad. Don't do that. It's not too late to, of course, have it be a squash match next week and move on, Triple H. Don't be dumb, please. But overall, really, really good show. I don't really have much else to add besides that I really like this. Jay, it's okay. The show's pretty much over, bro. We made it through. See, without these guys weighing me down, we right through it. We chop through it. But thank you, Jay. We'll see you on Wednesday, but all right, we'll be there. But I had a lot of fun with this show. A lot of fun with Backlash. WWE's ran a good wave. I'm sure on SmackDown they'll ruin it, but it was nice while it lasted, right? Yeah, it was nice. Anyway, follow us on social media. We got them. Name them Twitter. We got that Facebook. We got that Instagram. That's the best one. Follow us on that one. TikTok. We got that one. Reddit. I don't know. We might. I don't know. I don't think Reddit's a real place. I don't think Twitter's a real place either, but Facebook's definitely not a real place, but like it's like a game, we're all in on it. But anyway, have fun. Don't drink and drive. Be nice to animals. Like, subscribe, follow us on socials. Catch us on Wednesday for the Dynamite review. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are great. JB, you're the man. JL, you're the man. You know it. You're not here. James, you're not here. What the hell, man? But yeah, peace out, guys. Peace.